name is Cassie and I'm the founder of Fatco, where we use these guys to make this stuff. Let me explain. At Fatco, we specialize in making natural and organic skin and body care products, many of which contain tallow. It's nutrient dense and healing. It's extremely high in vitamins A, D, K, and E, all super important for skin health. It's natural, it's healthy, and it's sustainable.
The fact that people are saying, oh yeah, when you're finals MVP, you are now the best player on the planet, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever.
My opinion, Patrick Williams had a phenomenal rookie season. I feel like on the defensive end, he played well. He guarded the team's best players.
I picked my kids up today from daycare and I realized just how much they didn't look like me. So this is going to be an episode of Pride deep in his feelings. I might cry, and Mike, if I take something personally, understand you ain't do nothing wrong. I just really realized my kids look nothing like me. So me and God are going to have a little conversation to figure out what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Prideful Takes podcast. As always, it is your boy Pride. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. I got my Brody Lee here, Mike B. Mike, how you feeling, my boy?
I'm feeling good. Can't complain.
I'm so glad that's that makes one of us, because my kids look nothing like me. I just want to throw that out there. I was so sad, so depressed. But we got a packed show for you guys. NBA free agency is kicking off tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Talk about some of the guys that we expect, to see move, things along that line. John Wall's a Clipper now, or at least expected to be a Clipper. Bless his heart. God bless him. Talk about that. And yes, we know DeJounte Murray got traded. We're going to get into all that. But first, we need to get back to Wednesday, Wrestling Wednesday. So Saturday, Money in the Bank live premium event. I got yelled at because I wanted to put pay-per-view, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm a mark, like MJF would say. The card so far, Seth freaking Rollins versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre versus Omos versus Sami Zayn versus Riddle, and there's still one more spot in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I guess on SmackDown they're gonna have like a last chance thing.
Yeah.
In the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, it's Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair will defend the Raw Women's Championship against Carmella. Ronda Rousey will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Natalya. The undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos, will defend against the Street Profits, and Theory will defend the United States Championship against Bobby Lashley. So we're going to start with that last one, work our way up. Theory versus Lashley, who you got?
I think they rolling with Theory right now. I can't see Bobby going over, and I can't see Theory beating him clean. So I'm going somehow DQ or some type of shenanigans happens with this match.
I'm gonna tell you what I hope. I hope Bobby Lashley comes out, and I hope he real life punches Theory dead in his jaw. I hope Theory has a fractured jaw. We don't see him for weeks, and then by the time he comes back, we forget he ever existed. We kill his push, and then we'll have him be the new Max Dupree. That's my hope. Fuck Austin Theory. All due disrespect, of course. By the way, Yuki, yo, what it do? What I think is going to happen, I think Bobby Lashley loses because obviously, they're sucking Theory for some reason. But I think he wins because of the Alpha Academy. On Raw, in order for him to get his title shot, he had to do a gauntlet match. First, it was Chad Gable, then it was Otis, and then after that, it was Austin Theory. And the entire time lately, we've kind of been seeing Theory kind of packaged with them, right? Where every time he kind of needs some henchmen, all of a sudden, here comes the Alpha Academy, and they're the men to hench, right? So I think that's kind of how it plays out, where it goes to a situation where it's like, Bobby Lashley's beating the bricks off of Theory. You know, he's just destroying him, doing his thing, whatever. And then the Alpha Academy come out, or they're already ringside, kind of, you know, just doing stuff. So every time Lashley gets momentum, they stop it or whatever. So that's how I think it is. I don't think it'll be clean though. If I'm them, I don't make it clean. I make his entire United States Championship run literally the make it as unclean as a title run as you can, because it matches him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, it matches his character, right? Like with Mustafa Ali, when he was a heel, sure, when the few times he got wins, it wasn't always, you know, like, you know, by cheap tactics. Sometimes it was just him winning, right? Same thing with the Miz, Randy Orton, John Cena back when he was a heel, Triple H, you know, the list goes on and on. Chris Jericho, like sometimes they would win, you know, clean, right? I think with Theory, he needs to be in that category where every single win needs he should never pin anybody clean until he probably goes for the IC title. Like when you move him up, I think that's when you should probably consider having him get a clean win. But as of now, I would make it like that, because A, that's heel heat for a kid who just wants to be a heel.
Yeah.
And then 2, it's much easier to book it, because now you can let Theory get beat up. Theory can get beat up. It doesn't matter. So now you can have him get beat up. So you're protecting whatever babyface he's working with, but then he can have a cheap win. He gets the win, but the babyface isn't killed. That's how I would book it. By the way, Yuki goes, Pride, you got a new camera? No. Usually I have a light thing up here. For some reason, it doesn't want to fucking turn on. So I'm just using my room light normally. I don't know why it doesn't want to turn on. Yuko says, so the Eagles running back Miles Sanders said that his teams are an all-star, but if you look at last year's, they have beaten trash quarterbacks besides Matt Ryan. Thoughts? We're going to touch on that in a minute. We're going to touch on that one. Just hold that thought. But we both agree it's going to be Theory, right? Begrudgingly, okay. The Usos will defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships against the Street Profits. I'll be honest. I hope the Usos win. And the reason why I'm saying that, I think it's time to give Montez Ford that push. I think it's because before it was always, you know, Montez Ford is carrying the Street Profits, right? I think we both agree here, right? That Montez Ford is carrying the Street Profits.
I think Angelo, he not. I don't want to say he didn't carry. I think Angelo played a small part in that, but I mean, you could say it. I think I like Angelo Dawkins.
No, I like Angelo Dawkins too. Don't get it twisted. I have no hatred for him. But if you put Montez Ford, or if you replace Montez Ford with anybody else on that roster,
I mean, it wouldn't be as entertaining, but I think it'll still be a good tag team, but it won't be as entertaining with Montez. I think Montez bring that energy, but I think Angelo Dawkins can be that heavyweight that can back up, like kind of how Cass were to Enzo.
Perhaps, maybe. This is just me. I think maybe it's just my eager love for Montez Ford. I think it might be clouding my judgment a little bit, because Ford needs at least one good solo run.
Yeah, and I think it'll be the exact thing that happened with Enzo and Cat. I think Monte is a better wrestler than Enzo and more entertaining. But with Angelo Dawkins, he's going to be left behind. But if he were to leave the company, I think he'd be a just as good a solo as Monte Ford. I don't believe WWE would know how to book Angelo Dawkins by himself, just like they didn't know how to book Cass. So I think Dawkins can really be a good singles, but not with the WWE.
AP says, I'm tired of seeing the Street Profits get a title match and fall short. Just break them up. So here is what I would do. I do agree we should take them out of the tag team title picture for a while. But when me personally, I do want to see Montez Ford get a solo push.
They're not the tag team, so.
But you're right. That's another problem. Like, you know what I mean? There, who else is there? Unless Sheamus and Drew McIntyre become a team. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like a Shamzaro fucking remix. Like, but speaking of him, did you see what's Forbidden Door?
Well, I seen that moment. I ain't really.
Yo, everyone came out. This dude was like, yo, and he kicks it. Was like, yo, fuck him. And so I was like, watch your mouth. He was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, whoa. See, I don't know if it's legit because I knew they had heat, but I don't know if that was legit or like a storyline to kind of, you know, how they're trying to use it in real life to kind of I don't know what it was, but womp womp. I think we got to put Montez Ford as a solo star, but have Angelo Dawkins in his corner, type of thing. Like remember Kofi Mania, where every time Kofi Kingston was doing this thing, it was right next to him, Biggie and Xavier Woods. At no point did they ever feel like they were helping Kofi. Like, you remember when Xavier, Vince was like, Kofi, you ran out of chances. But Biggie, Xavier, if you can beat this gauntlet, I'll give Kofi the match. And then they ended up smacking everyone. And then I think it was like the second to last team was the Usos. Yeah. And they were like, yo, we forfeit. And then it basically was like Rowan and Daniel Bryan. Do something. I feel like you can rehash that with Montez.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Montez is stupid special, bro.
Agree.
You know what I mean? AP says it's a Vikings Raider time. That's who I think ends up dethroning the Usos. And you know what I would do? Whenever they lose that, I want all of them to lose the title on the same pay-per-view. Because there's already rumors that, you know, that Roman's he's gonna take some time off. And the Usos probably could use some time off because rumor has it they're going out literally duct tape. That's the rumor. Whether or not it's true, I don't know. But I think they should all lose their title at the same pay-per-view. Go home, relax, you know, Usos come back, Roman, stay home, let your contract expire, then retire because you're a piece of shit, and go from there, right? Yeah. But I think the Usos win, and I have one demand. I do not want Montez Ford getting pinned. That's my only request. I don't want Montez Ford getting pinned.
Yeah.
You agree with me, or am I out of pocket?
I don't really care who get pinned. I think the Usos holding on to the title to SummerSlam. I don't think they would drop it before SummerSlam. So I'm going with the Usos. I don't care who get pinned. So yeah.
Chris says Montez would be great as a singles competitor. Hell, I love it. I love it. And like I said, do a thing. And Mike, maybe they do have a lot of faith in Angelo Dawkins. You can now build him up too, because now, Montez, you can't do it, but you can win your opportunity through Angelo Dawkins. You put anyone in a gauntlet match. By the time they finish, they're over as fuck.
But when it had Vince, or you could say WWE, took two tag team, split them up, and then both of them got a good single run. It's always one guy get to the top, and the other one almost get there, and they get the rug pulled out. We've seen Edge straight to the top. Christian almost. Jeff.
No, hold on. Christian was a world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, but
for like 2 days.
Yeah, but it wasn't like we never took him as big once he was a single competitor. Yeah. The same way Enzo. Enzo was straight to the top. Cass could have went straight to the top as well.
I ain't even gonna hold you. That blew my mind. That
Yeah,
one
but
blew my mind.
I don't know what the hell happened with that. So I don't trust Vince to do the right thing by Angelo Dawkins. So I think he would have to go somewhere else to really find himself, which I think he'd still be a good single
Well, I mean,
competitor.
I ain't even gonna hold you. I low key thought the same way as a Big Cass, where I thought he was They tried to push him against Daniel Bryan. I was like, I don't really buy it. He leaves, grows a beard, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck yeah, this guy's taking over the wrestling world. Like
you gotta leave. You gotta leave. The second star gotta leave to like Matt left and the whole delete. Like that shit was amazing.
and
Even Devon left and he went to TNA and the Ace and Aces, all that. He was amazing.
He was something. Yeah, he was something. He was a TV. He won the TV title a couple times, and
so yeah, I mean that's just how I view it. As the second guy gotta lead a company to really take off.
Chris said this: put MVP with Dawkins, and I think Dawkins would be fine as a singles competitor.
I think
kind of how like what he's doing with Omos, where don't talk, just throw someone through a wall. Yeah. I'll do all the talking. I'll do all the build. Either him, a Paul Heyman, not even that level, like a Zeb Coulter.
I wish they let him keep a stable. Just give him a stable and just let him just work with it. Same like Hurt Business. Listen, I just he's good as a wrestler, but I think he's kind of past his time.
I think he knows. I think the only he'll come out rarely, like if you need him. But I think he's comfortable with his stay. I would put Montez Ford because think about it, they've been kind of flirting a little bit with being heels again. They've been flirting with it, and then but I would put them right with MVP, right, and then whoever you want to be the singles guy. You know who I low key want to see as a little tandem? Angelo Dawkins and Omos, just because they're two big, sweaty men. And call me Johnny Knockout.
I don't think Omos gonna really do much. I'm not saying MVP wasting his time, but I don't see Omos as. I think his shelf life is not that long. I think he may get one good run. After that, he's gonna be forgotten about. You
know what I would do if I was them, because the thing, and this is why nobody really cares about Omos, and I think it's messed up to say, but it's the reality. I think the reason why no one cares is simple. He's an attraction.
Just when you get in that ring, you can't go.
Exactly. But he's not meant to be out there every week. Omos is meant to be out there, or if you want to have him out there, just have him out there standing as a specimen. You're not really meant to see Omos compete in a one-on-one situation. That's why I loved him when he was with AJ, because you got AJ who can carry the match, and then every time he needs a 2-minute break, you had Omos doing his big, I'm strong man spots.
Yeah, and then when I say guys like that don't have a shelf life, it's like you give him a title. Now you gotta book him, and then now you gotta think about how can I get this title off him. And once he get the title off him, it's kind of like we seen him lose now.
Now he's not the same.
Yeah, it's just like
and again and the difference between a guy like him and a guy like, it's kind of the same thing with the Big Show, right? And honestly, I think it's just the fact when you're a big guy. When you're a big guy and you take that L, it's hard to look at you the same.
Yeah, but only a few guys can really bounce back. Like I think Braun Strowman could have bounced back because I think Braun Strowman he wasn't good in the ring, but he had different spots that excited you. Drew McIntyre, he can go. We know Drew McIntyre can go. Who else I'm missing?
Bobby Lashley.
Like those guys can really wrestle.
Yes,
so I think those guys, those kind of bigs, is like. I can see, but a guy like Omos, I don't. I'm not really that interested in.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I do like the pairing with MVP. I just want to see how this going to go because we already know who the top dog. Nobody being Roman, so how high can Omos go? Just what US and IC champion? That's it. I mean, we've seen him with tag team champion. How high can he go? Nobody being Roman. So how can we really get involved with Omos knowing that he's not going to get that high?
Same way we got Same reason why we fell in love with Braun Strowman. Same
But
way we fell in love with Big Show.
I thought Braun could have had a run with the champion. I really did.
And listen, Cody can. I'm gonna list you. I'm gonna do a quick list of guys who should beat Roman Reigns and who could.
It's only two to me. My eyes. Either Seth or Cody.
So I'm down with those two. Brock. Because I think it all depends on, for the Brock, the caveat with him is when does Roman want to leave? You know what I mean? Like, does Roman want to leave after SummerSlam? Like, if he wants to leave after SummerSlam, because they already got SummerSlam booked with Brock versus Roman. So if they want to leave after SummerSlam, then boom, give it to him. Have Seth Rollins win Money in the Bank. Have him cash in at SummerSlam. Redo what he did. Piss off Brock, right? And then have that feud going forward where it's just Seth kind of poking Brock, running away, poking Brock, running away. And listen, if you can play a chicken shit heel perfectly and get a good win, Seth Rollins is on that very short list. And I think there's only three. I think there's three guys who could play a chicken shit heel and get a good quality win at the same time. That's Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, and Chris Jericho. I think those are the only three. I don't know anyone else who can be both a chicken shit and pull out a quality win at the same time. Because it's very hard to do. It's so hard to do. You know what I mean? But then I think Riddle. I thought Riddle should have won. That was a hell of a match. This one I'm gonna catch some shit for. But take this walk with me. Sheamus.
I mean,
via the Money in the Bank contract.
And I like his character right now. I think he's doing some of the best work.
That's what I'm saying. Do that whole. I feel like, you know, you could probably do something with him with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, granted, that's another guy who's gonna be a piece of shit heel, but you can also elongate his title run because guess what? You got Ridge Holland, who I guess wants to kill Big E for some reason, and then Butch, Pete Dunne, who wants to beat the bricks out of just anybody for I don't know why. Like the only thing they say is he's a hothead, and I'm like, okay, but I don't get it. But we'll talk about that Roman thing on that whole list another day. And it's kind of funny too that we brought that up because on the site prideful.com, I actually put up an article. When was it? It was like last month about who I think should beat Roman Reigns. You know, and I posted this right after Mania, and my list was Finn Balor, which, I mean, having the belt go from one stable to another now that he's leading Judgment Day, not mad at it. Riddle, which, you know, because at the time they're kind of building him up, and this one was weird, but Jey Uso. I don't know if you remember that Thunderdome era, bro, but Jey versus Roman, Jey had me going, bro. He had me going. That's my boy. That's my boy right there. But the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Ronda Rousey will defend it against Natalya.
I got Ronda. Ain't got to go into I got Ronda more than that.
Same, I got Ronda. Have you seen them on Twitter?
No.
Bro.
NBA going on. I haven't even been thinking about what the hell wrestling.
I'm going to put it to you this way, bro. The stuff that they've been exchanging on Twitter, it's far more interesting than any match they could pull out. Yo, Ronda called out Natalya for having Botox, bro. This is real life.
You know.
She was like, hey, yo, shorty. Like, come on, bro. You blew your face up. Like, what?
The only notice I got is Adrian Wojnarowski. So,
dog. It was rough. We both agree with Ronda?
Yeah.
Damn. Another match that I honestly don't really care about. Bianca Belair versus Carmella.
I got Bianca.
Bianca easily. I think they do this just to give her a win at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
The women's Money in the Bank contract. Lacey Evans versus Liv Morgan versus Alexa Bliss versus Raquel Gonzalez versus Asuka versus Shotzi versus Becky Lynch. I will say this. I don't think Becky wins at all.
Yeah, I'm throwing a curveball. I got Lacey Evans. I just think they positioning her to having a nice run. I think she might cash in on Bianca Belair. I don't think they're gonna put her around her, but I see her doing something with Bianca Belair. And then if not that, then maybe Liv Morgan.
I got two because you and I share a name, Liv Morgan.
I don't think Raquel is. I don't think they're ready for her to put her in the championship picture.
Not yet. In 2 years, maybe even next year. But I think within 2 years we'll have that. That's a conversation. But I got two names: Liv Morgan, because obviously they've been building her, but another one, Asuka. Imagine Asuka versus Ronda.
Yeah.
That right there, in my opinion,
Asuka
is for Ronda a sink or swim performance. If you don't show improvement, we need to give up on this Ronda Rousey experiment. We got to give up on Ronda Rousey experiment 2.0. Because Asuka can carry, but we've also seen Asuka, especially in Japan, if she wants to see if you're good, Asuka will make you earn respect. She'll force you to earn respect.
Yeah, I can see Asuka maybe.
You know what I mean? Plus, the first time she won it, it kind of was a little. I don't want to say it was kind of dead because she won the Money in the Bank contract and she was like, ecstatic and whatnot. And then turns out inside the Money in the Bank briefcase wasn't a contract, but it was a title because Becky got pregnant. You know what I mean? And it was crazy because like Becky was like, "You go be the best champion. I'm gonna go be a mother." And Asuka was like, "Ah!" she started tweaking. I was like, "Hey, yo, that's lit, bro." But and then the men's 2020 Money in the Bank ladder match: Seth freaking Rollins versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre versus Omos versus Sami Zayn versus Riddle versus Mystery. So I guess we'll figure it out.
I'm going Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is the most realistic one. Someone you already have a storyline built. Like you could just imagine Seth Rollins looming around Raw with that briefcase over Roman or Brock or whoever the champion. It's something already there with Seth Rollins. Yeah, I'm going Seth Rollins.
I'm going Seth Rollins too. But the reason why I'm going Seth Rollins is because I think Seth is going to have it. They're going to, go sometime. Seth is going to, be talking, I have the Money in the Bank. Then he's going to disappear for 2 weeks, and then he's going to come back, and then he's going to cash it in. Because I feel like next year is going to be the year of Cody.
Yeah.
And in order for it to be the year of Cody, he's gonna have to go through Seth. I don't see how a year for Cody kind of like the summer of Punk. When CM Punk finally got his love, you know what I mean? It was like the summer of Punk, everyone hop in the pool, and it's like, brother, it's Survivor Series. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, we're in November. What? But when that happened, he had to go through Cena. Like, we knew he's gonna have to go through Cena regardless.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to go through Cena, right? Drew McIntyre. He's got to go through Brock, especially after when he came back in the Royal Rumble and he eliminated Brock. We're like, bro, he's gonna have to go through Brock, right? If for me, if it's Matt Riddle, he's gonna have to go through the entire bloodline. You know what I mean? So I think if you're gonna have like a year of Cody, Chris said Cody Rhodes is going to be the mystery guy and win the Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Listen. Cody's not really hurt. I don't give a flying shit. He's not hurt. We're getting worked.
I mean, he could be hurt, but it's easy to work a ladder match without taking too many bumps. Win the briefcase, maybe take 2 months off. Let's see how his the injury is. Maybe he be back good in about 3 months, 2 months, and cash in. He ain't really got to be on TV every week.
I mean, that's true. And let's be honest. The best way to use a Money in the Bank contract is to whoever you put it on, send them home.
Yeah.
Send them home.
Or
Don't do what you did with Damian Sandow and have him cut a promo every week, because now the suspense gets kind of eliminated, and then he lost his money in the bank contract scene, and then here you go. But
or have him win, come out, celebrate Seth Rollins, injure him again, write him back off TV.
do that. You know what I mean? But honestly, if this is just me, I wouldn't. If I'm Cody Rhodes, where I'm ever not, I would not want the Money in the Bank contract. Because for me, storyline wise, it would be so much sweeter if, because he's what, 3-0 against Seth. Imagine being 4-0 and that fourth one is for the title. To me, that's so much sweeter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, watch it be him. If I mean, look, Cody being on the pay-per-view, I'm sorry, premium live event, it'll be nice. You know, so I'm not fully against the idea. You know what I mean? But it'll be interesting. But moving on. What happened? What I missed?
That's why on Twitter posted a picture. I wish I could share the screen, but posted a picture of
tag me in it. Yeah, tag me in it. Because I'll pull it up, bro.
It's just a picture of Stephen A. And then somebody like smash or pass.
No. It's foul. Ooh. Why you do that? AP says, whoever wins Money in the Bank, please don't catch it the same night. We want a storyline. I don't think so. I don't think any of them do it. I don't think any of them do it.
Roman not fighting, so I don't.
Smash or pass. Hold on, I'm about to share it. I'm about to share a screen. Hold on, because this is funny. He says smash or pass. Draymond don't want no smoke.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
That's hilarious.
He really don't. Draymond don't want the smoke. Again, he's just, you know, saying and Yuki, I see your comment about James Harden. We'll talk about that, because honestly, I saw that coming. I really did. But I'll tell you, I'll explain why in a little bit. Before we get to the John Wall thing, Eagles running back Miles Sanders said his team is an all-star team, but if you look at the last 2 years, they've beaten trash QBs by Matt Ryan. They're kind of our star team now, though. They kind of are, if we're gonna be honest. You got two guys who you can make an argument are number one receivers, right? You got a great running back, or you got a great running crew. Damn, I stuttered like crazy. Then you got a solid defense. I think you can make the argument. I understand about the last 2 years, but he's not talking about the last 2 years. He's talking about now. You know. By the way, I thought Bradley Beal was staying in DC. Yes. So he opted out so he could sign a 5-year deal with Wizard to get paid the max extension. You know, he is at this point. They're just waiting for free agency, because technically he's a free agent, technically speaking, because he opted out. But as soon as free agency hits, he's re-signing with the Washington Wizards. So you don't got to worry about it, AP. But John Wall, right? John Wall, he was bought out of he opted into the final year of his contract, and the Wizards and the Rockets were like, yeah, fuck this noise. And they agreed to a buyout where he basically left $7 million on the table to buy his freedom. He was supposed to get paid $47 million, left $7 million on the table so that way he could just dip and be like, I'm out. Hats off to him. Mike, what are the expectations you have for John Wall this upcoming season and for the Clippers as a whole?
I mean, my expectation for the Clippers, I really don't have any, because I'm just looking forward to seeing them play together. Hopefully I know Kawhi can give us his 50 games. So I just want to see, like, we have not really seen this Clipper team whole. I'm ready to see what's to this team. Like this, I feel like they got a bunch of great role players on this team. So I don't think there's gonna be a lot of pressure on John Wall. Maybe a good 12-6. For John Wall. It's basically I'm just waiting to see what this Clipper team really about. I just want to see them healthy. Cause what's this year 3 already? Or year 2?
Oh, John Wall.
No, I'm talking about of this Clippers team.
3.
Yeah, so I'm just ready to see what this team can do.
Honestly, I think their window to win a championship is closed. In all honesty, I feel like I don't think people understand. I think that loss to the Nuggets when they dropped that 3-1 lead, I think that hurt them in a very special way. In a way that you can't really look at each other the same. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, it's not like you did it in the finals with Golden State, where you can at least be like, all right, look, we lost to LeBron. Like Golden State can look, we lost to LeBron James. We lost to the best player ever. Now, whether you agree with that sentiment or not, at the bare minimum, they can say we lost to the best player on the planet at that time. That's who we lost to. Bro, you lost to the Nuggets, bro. No disrespect to the Nuggets, but bro, y'all dropped a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets. You tell me Kawhi Leonard looking at Paul George with respect? Shooting off the side of the backboard? You think Kawhi Leonard looking at him with respect right now? You really think Paul George not low-key looking at Kawhi like, I can't play with him? You really think you're not thinking that?
Probably.
Now you got John Wall coming in the mix. Like I said, man, I had no expectations for them, and now it's even less. I do think they'll be a playoff team.
Yeah.
But to sit here and pretend like that their championship window, nah, bro.
Because in these 3 years, year 1, Paul George only played in 48 games. Year 2, 54. And then last season was 31. And then Kawhi has only played.
They were both load managing, bro.
Yeah. So it's like neither one of them played more than 60 games.
Exactly.
So
it's, you know what I mean? So it's like with both of them like that, bro. Like what you expect this upcoming year? Kawhi Leonard coming off an injury. What, he's supposed to play 70 games?
So yeah, so this is year 4. So if they don't do anything this year, I'm probably blowing this thing up. Just
you can't. Oh yeah, you have to. Because think about it. Of all they made. Remember, they had no first round picks until I think it was like 2027. It's a long time before they got a first round pick. A long time. So honestly, maybe it's just me, man. I have absolutely positively no. I mean, look, John Wall play. I hope you're nice, cool, whatever. But I have no expectations for the Clippers at all.
I mean, I don't have any. I just want to see them like for a full season, like actually like healthy and hoop. Like my expectation for John Wall is just I think he can give them 12-6. He probably's lost a step, but he ain't lose his playmaking abilities. So I think it's gonna be a really crucial year for the Clippers. This is year 4 of Paul George and Kawhi, Tyronn Lue. I think they got this probably their best team. I like a lot of their role players. So this is a crucial year for the Clippers, and I'm really excited to see what this team do. I don't think they'll be a top 4 team because, of course, low management gonna come. They might be a bottom seed team. So we'll see. So I don't see how they get John Wall automatically in the top 5 of potential championship odds. That to me is mind blowing.
Where is it? Last one, free agency, right? But for that, there's some stuff we definitely gotta mention. So first and foremost, where is it? I want to pull up thoughts on James Harden declining his player option. So here's the thing. Do not let that fool you. James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers have been talking about this, where they want him to opt out so they got the money to bring in PJ Tucker, perhaps one more piece, and Give James Harden a short-term contract so that way he can remain with the Philadelphia 76ers. James Harden opting out was always on the table. It was always on the table. The reason James Harden waited so long was just in case they couldn't come to a contract agreement, he was going to opt in. That's it. That's why he waited until now. In case nobody knows, it's today at 5:00 Eastern time was the deadline for players to pick up their player option. If you did not pick up your player option, it's considered declined and you enter free agency. That's why James Harden waited so long. He basically waited till almost 0 hour, right? So don't let that, it's not like he's not testing free agency. He wants to return back to Philly. He's just trying to give them cap room so that way they can go out. And again, they agree with they agreed with PJ Tucker for a 3-year, $30 million deal. That's $10 million every year. You got to get money for that. Plus, they also want to go get someone else. You still need money for that. And then James Harden obviously is going to take less money. So don't get too fooled on that one. And then the next one, Mike, I want to send this to you. Thoughts on Jalen Brunson potentially signing to the with the Knicks? Do you think the Knicks become a decent team with Jalen Brunson at the helm? Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like they remain the same team. I mean, he's a better option than Kemba, but I mean, they're not getting worse, and they're not that much better. I think they're still the same team. There will be a play-in team, maybe a playoff team. I don't know what to say about the Knicks. The Knicks going to Knicks. I don't think he really moved the needle for this team. I get it. He had a great year, but the Knicks need some alpha. Like Randall is not that. RJ still potential. You can't really throw money at Jalen Brunson hoping he be the savior because he's not. And then a few years from now, you'll be in the same situation. So I'm glad I'm not a Knicks fan.
On God, look, I say this with all due respect. I'm going to be mean. Congratulations. You're going to be paying Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson top money to be AC at best.
The right move is the move we're going to talk about. I would have been cool with them traded for Murray. I think that's a Tibbs guy. He played defense. I feel like he would have been great on this Knicks team.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. You do that, and if you had somehow figured out a way to trade Julius Randle for Christian Wood or something like that, the Knicks would have been in a much better situation.
Yeah, and his contract is you're not paying. Well, I think he didn't pay 18 mil, so you're not strapped to paying a guy off one season $100 million contract. You got this guy and Murray who's going to play for another contract, so you probably gonna get more out of him than Jalen Brunson, or go all in and go get Donovan Mitchell. Like fuck them pigs.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. Jalen Brunson is gonna do absolutely nothing. By the way, he on day one of free agency, he's meeting with the Mavs, Knicks, and Miami. Supposedly Miami is a dark horse to get Jalen Brunson. Miami has as much as a chance as I have as a chance of making the NBA myself. So Miami has no shot whatsoever. It's either the Knicks because of the money they can give him, or he's gonna stay with Dallas because that's the best situation for him. No other team has no shot.
And you're not sure that this Knicks team you can win. You know what you got in Dallas. You can get your money, still be that second guy after Luka, and so it's not really 100% sure that he really even go to the Knicks. And then let's say he go back to Dallas. Now the Knicks scrambling to do something. They might make another dumbass move.
Yep. No, they're going to. They're gonna panic. They're gonna make another dumbass move.
Because you made one last year paying Fournier. So it's just,
and now look at them.
Every time they get into a good situation,
they sell.
They throw money at a free agent. Like last So
it's insane. Another trade that went down, DeJounte Murray is now a Atlanta Hawk. The Spurs in return have gotten 3 first-round picks, a pick swap, and Gallinari. I think we both agree that the Spurs low-key got finessed. Low-key.
I'm shocked that they traded their best player. Like, you just took another step back. I feel like they was getting closer and closer. If they would have got a DeAndre Ayton somehow from Phoenix or another piece to go along with Murray, I think they was getting closer. Now you taking a step back. Yeah. Or you could even got Collins. And
I'll be honest with you. I don't know how DeJounte Murray and Trae Young are going to fit. It's going to be a very interesting experiment.
A very small backcourt.
Not only very small, but both ball dominant.
Yeah.
Both ball dominant. Can it work?
And
because here's the thing, it's a risk. Because for as great as it could work, it could basically turn out just as bad.
Yeah.
So this is something that is very interesting. If you're very curious about anything basketball, keep your eye on the Atlanta Hawks, because that backcourt, that is going to be one of the most interesting experiments that could play out, because the potential is high, but so is the devastation. It could go just as low. So it's going to be very interesting.
And I think they moved so, like, they were so thirsty to make a move. I feel like that move could have waited. You could have used them picks to go get a Bradley Beal or Donovan Mitchell. And I'm curious to see maybe flip Murray and Collins to go get Donovan Mitchell. I think that's a better package. If I'm Utah, I would take, I get a stud and Murray. I got Collins to go next to Rudy Gobert. So yeah, I think the Hawks really rushed that move. Like you said, I'm curious to see how those two fit next to each other. They both ball dominant point guards, and they both weigh like 180. So imagine those guys going up against the elite wings in this league, or the guards in this league. So yeah, I'm curious to see. But at the end of the day, the Hawks still don't scare me.
No.
But
no, I have no fear of them at all. The last
thing I would have loved him with your Celtics. That would have been nice. That would have been a nice pickup for you guys.
Yes and no. My fear would have been that they would have wanted Marcus Smart and a lot of picks. That would have been my fear. I feel like, and I like DeJounte Murray, but I don't want to lose Marcus Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's me. I don't want to lose Marcus Smart. No, because what he brings, I like a lot.
Yeah.
For the Celtics, we don't really got to do too much. We just need to get two young players, a big man, so that way it's less pressure on Al Horford, and a guard like a Rajon Rondo, Ricky Rubio, Tyus Jones, that type of guy. A guy who can initiate the offense. And by the way, if we get Ricky Rubio, we got to wait for him to come back in January, and that's fine. We could ease him into it because we just need someone ready for the playoffs. So
I'm just waiting for my guys to resign.
Mm-hmm. So Zach LaVine,
come home, Zach.
I think he is. I think he will. He better. But not he better. More like the fucking Bulls.
Look at that smell.
Bulls better. Y'all better get it together, bro. Y'all be knocking this man, bro, when he did everything y'all asked him.
Knock? I ain't never knock. You ain't never heard me bad.
People trying to knock him, talking about, he's been playing like a number two. He's been playing like a number two at the behest, the request, and the asking of the organization when they went and got DeMar DeRozan. So
never a bad mouth, Zach LaVine. I love me some Zach LaVine.
Last name I want to bring up, Miles Bridges. It was basically told to him that, look, the Hornets told him, we're not giving you a max. So you can go and look. It is what it is. One of the teams that are the hottest in order to get him are the Pistons. It all really comes down to this. Let's say you are, let's say you are Miles Bridges. What are you looking for? Are you looking to go chase that max? Because you're still young enough to be able to sign a 2-year deal to prove you can repeat what you did last year and go get money. So you're still young enough. Do you chase that max, or do you stay, in my opinion, in Charlotte, where if you stay in Charlotte, let's be honest, you're in a more comfortable system where you could ball out better. If you're him, what are you doing? Comfort or money?
I mean, I try to get both. I feel like a team willing to offer him something. I think the Charlotte Hornets are going to match whatever, similar to what the Bulls did to Zach LaVine. Make you go out, see what the market is for you. You send an offer sheet, they're going to max that because MJ knows you lose Bridges. That's a huge part of your team if you really want to win. And MJ made a lot of crushable moves so far, and look, LaMelo Ball fell into his lap, and it's time for you to see what you can really do as the owner, because we have not seen nothing so far. I think these last 2 years probably been the best Charlotte teams that we've seen from MJ, and that's because of LaMelo Ball. So you got to sign Bridges because, like you said, comfort. Him and LaMelo, they was nice together. You got Mark Williams at the 5. See what you can try to do with Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, and trying to get you another guy to go with that core. They're not far away. So
for me, look, if I'm him, when I say him, I'm referring to Miles Bridges. If I'm Miles Bridges, only thing I'm worried about right now is let me prove I can do this another year. If I can do this another year, now I don't have to worry about just the Pistons giving me a max. Now even the upper echelon team, maybe the Bucks offer me a pretty respectable contract for me to come in and contribute. You put him on the Bucks, I think he gives you quality minutes. Golden State, that's another one that will look at you and go, look, come on up. His appeal would open. Now imagine if before he's 28, he has a ring to his name, a ring that he contributed to get. Think about this. Golden State's first ring, Andrew Bogut was on that team. They then cut him. And because he won that ring, the Cleveland Cavaliers picked him up.
I mean,
now imagine if you're Miles Bridges and you contributed to a ring, your appeal's gonna go through the roof. Go ahead, Mike.
Somebody gonna pay him. It's all.
I don't know about the max though. That's the thing. I don't know if anyone's paying him a max.
But yeah, I'm saying if he go out and text the market and nobody giving him a max, whatever, he gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna just go somewhere where I get the most money. And let's say, what's the max for him? Like 110. Let's say Detroit offer him 4 years, 85, similar to Lonzo Ball. Okay, he like, all right, that's the best I'm gonna get. Charlotte ain't offering me anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign this sheet with Detroit. MJ probably like, all right, I think that's reasonable for him, so I'm gonna match that sheet, and he gonna bring his ass back to Charlotte. I mean, what can you do if you restricted free agent? So and really, so I think he's gonna test the market, and whatever he get, I think Charlotte gonna match it. I don't think he's gonna get the max from anybody, but I think he might get close. And Charlotte gonna match it. He gonna come back to Charlotte unless somehow they sign and trade. No. But MJ, if you let him walk, this team is not going to be better because he was a 20-point per game scorer. I think he led the team.
Come on, bro.
You lose that. It's just LaMelo who was going to give you 20 points. Gordon Hayward have not been the same guy. I think Terry Rozier was. Let me see what Terry Rozier gave them last season. He was close to 20 a game.
I think he was like 18, 19, something like that.
Yeah, 19. So I mean, yeah, you gotta bring him back because this team is.
It's gonna be interesting, bro. Like I said, for me, I'm very intrigued on to see what happens when it comes to that. Because I'll be honest, man, if he gets paid, you're gonna see a Christian Kirk type of thing. Where remember when he got paid, and now you got everyone talking about wait up, hold on. Yeah. He getting paid. I need my money now. I need my money now. You couple that, I think it's gonna be the same thing. Where now you're gonna see Jalen Brunson talking about, hey yo, how about 150? You're gonna see Anthony Simons, he's gonna want some. Blake Griffin, who's at the tail end of his career, instead of setting a 1 year veteran minimum, he goes, hold on, time out. Why don't y'all give me like a 1 year, $10 million, bro? PJ Tucker's getting paid $10 million a year for crying out loud. You know, so I do believe that whatever he does, bro, is gonna be, you know, whatever contract he gets, it's gonna impact free agency. But this has been the Prideful Takes podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Prideful Takes. Any news, feel free to tag us in it. Catch us on Facebook at Prideful Takes and also on YouTube at Prideful Takes.
Zach say coming back.
Let's see.
Zach Tony coming back.
Let's see what happens. I'm a laugh when he goes to Dallas. Visit our website, www.pridefultakes.com. Now there's every episode of the podcast up there, but we also have original articles. As always, go to fatco.com. Use discount code Prideful Takes. Get 15% off all your organic skin care needs. Check out your Mike's TikTok, Mike Talk Sports, all one word. And check out your boy's TikTok, PR_Pride22. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, the Prideful Takes podcast. If you have an iPhone, just say, hey, Siri, play the Prideful Takes podcast, and she will take care of the rest. Mike, it was a pleasure, brother. You got any final words?
No, not really, man. I'm waiting for tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Mike, it is your boy Pride. I will be back here on Friday to talk more things sports. Until then, y'all know what to do. Be safe.
Knew where that was going. That was a great read. Oh, Lillard from the logo. That'll quiet the
2 on the season. 2nd and 1 for the Bills. They handle the rush. Allen looking. End zone.
To Shohei Ohtani. Center field. Let's watch it go.
Did several of those inside low kicks.